Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. Today is the 13th day of March, 2026. On this Friday, I hope you're all safe and healthy. I hope your families are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders all the time trying their best to save lives. Those that pick up garbage to keep places clean. Those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The people that are trying to help those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create the demands that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Tonight, in Indiana, in the Indiana Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, the Indiana Pacers will be hosting the New York Knicks. This is the final game of a long 5-game road trip for the New York Knicks, ending in Indiana tonight. Indiana is going to be missing a whole lot of key players, including Pascal Siakim, T.J. McConnell, Neesmith. They're going to be missing a lot of key players. Of course, that doesn't mean they can't beat the Knicks. Energy level tells you a lot, as I've been saying all along. People always forget these things because they're always focused on the hype. This is the league. And while the Knicks are capable of completely blowing the doors off Indiana, this is the Indiana Pacers. Throw the records, throw the roster out. This is the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks. And it's a rivalry. And it's going back to the 30 years. And it's going to continue. So if somebody's going to have a career game tonight in Indiana, it's going to be against the Knicks, right? If they're going to have a career game. So the Knicks got to come again. This is, again, a situation where it's get right time. The Knicks are the better team. They're clearly the better team, better roster, stronger, ready to go. Better record, everything. But they got to play New York Knicks basketball, okay? New York Knicks basketball. They have to limit the turnovers. They have to protect their paint. They have to invade the opponent's paint. They have to guard the three-point line, especially on the weak side of the floor. They got to make sure they cover the ground that they need to cover to chase people off that three-point line. They have to make sure they, again, protect the paint. So these things are non-negotiable. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns is questionable because of a knee. Josh Hart is questionable because of a knee. Now, we got big game in Madison Square Garden on Sunday against Golden State, but the Knicks do not think that way. They're just looking at tonight, which they should, and make sure they get a dub tonight. So if they can get a dub tonight, they finish the road trip 3-5. No matter what you think, whatever kind of whining people were doing, at the end of the day, they did a 5-game road trip, and if they win tonight, they end up 3-2 in the 5-game road trip. Anybody that got half a sense, even a nitwit, can understand they did good, okay? So they need this win tonight to finish this road trip on the upward note. Again, Jalen Brunson cannot be playing. Jalen Brunson against Andrew Nembhard is New York Knicks against Indiana Pacers. Last night, I watched a tremendous basketball game between the Boston Celtics and Oklahoma City Thunder. Two teams that are very good, top of the league type of teams. Thing is, Boston did not have Jason Tatum last night. They did not have Jason Tatum last night. But Jaylen Brown, I knew Jaylen Brown was a star. I knew he was. Been a star. And the pairing of him with Tatum was the idea for them to win a chip. And, of course, that did work, as they did win a chip. But and even like when the year they won the championship, Jaylen Brown was the playoff MVP. So I was like, okay, he had a good playoff. But I still couldn't put him on that upper echelon. But I'm going to tell you, he has proven he is able to carry a team. He is that dude. He is a superstar. And last night, they lost 102-104. But it was, first of all, you could see by the score, it was a defensive battle. Both teams playing high-level defense. Secondly, he was very clutch at the end. He has really put his game on another level. So we are battling with Boston for that second seed right now because they lost last night, and they lost really. It came down to the final possession for OKC to close it out. Came down to the final possession. So that tells you Boston can play with OKC, and it wasn't just any given night. It was two teams at a high level, and so this would be, if the Knicks aren't there, this would be a finals preview. The Eastern Conference got at least 3 teams that are capable of taking this whole thing. The Knicks, the Celtics, and the Detroit Pistons, okay? I'm still unsold on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm still not sold on them because the reason is because James Harden, there's some players, they could put up a whole bunch of stats, but they don't win no chips. James Harden, until he proves otherwise, is one of those guys. He can put up a whole bunch of stats, but they don't win no chips. And my hypothesis is they don't make everybody around them better. You can put up a lot of stats for assists and scoring, but that don't mean you're making people around you better, okay? For example, Larry Bird. Larry Bird is one of the greatest players to ever play this game because he came to the Celtics and immediately they got better because he made everybody around him better, okay? And by the time he was done, they got 3 chips. The guy that got 5 in that same period was Magic Johnson, who had a better team at first around him, but still, he made everybody around him better. That's the difference here. Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest scorers to ever come in this league, did not make everybody around him better. That's why he never won a chip, okay? Same with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is one of the greatest talents at 6'4", basically, one of the greatest rebounders the league has ever seen, and never won a chip. Why? He had stars on his team, but his talent did not translate to make everybody around him better, okay? And so that's James Harden. So I'm not sold on Cleveland because of that. I'm just not sold on him. Cleveland has also Donovan Mitchell, a player who has scored over 70 points in the game, okay? So Donovan Mitchell's a talent. And he has pushed his teams into the playoffs almost every year he's been in the league. But his talent is not such that everybody's better. Okay? So that's a different, and that's why you hear me talking about Jalen Brunson as the head of the snake and somebody that needs to pass first and be off the ball. Why? Because that makes everybody around him better. Okay? The scoring numbers, yes, you want Jalen Brunson to close out games. He's an assassin. That's another thing you need. If you want to win a chip, you need an assassin. Jaylen Brown is an assassin, so is Tatum. That's why they got a chip and trying to push to get another one. So Jalen Brunson is an assassin. What does that mean? That means he got ice in his vein. Fourth quarter, he will take over. But before that, he got to get everybody else around him involved, and they got to touch the ball, and they got to be better as a team. Okay? As a team. And that's why he has to put the ball in Cat's hands. Cat makes everybody better. Okay? He does. So just give him the damn ball. Go off ball. Don't try to force it against pressure because you know Nembhard's going to give you that pressure. Nembhard ain't injured. Nembhard playing, okay? And let me tell you something. If you know anything about Andrew Nembhard, he gives Jalen Brunson a hard time. He goes 94 feet. Now they're going to be missing the second wave of that, which is T.J. McConnell, who also does the same thing. And then, of course, they still got, let me see here. Let me look this up here. They still got, there's another guy. I'm going to get his name. Don't worry about it. Don't type. Listen. Some of y'all be typing, this is his name. No, listen. They still got Ben Shepherd, another roughneck that goes 94 feet. They're not going to have Aaron Nesmith, Quentin Jackson, T.J. McConnell. They're not going to have Pascal Siakam, Obi Toppin. They're going to be missing a lot. But as far as Jalen Brunson is concerned, Andrew Nembhard is going to play. And so is Ben Shepherd. And them cats be 94-footing it, okay? So he needs to give up that damn ball. Let McCall, let OG, let everybody, aside from him, It's usually McCall. Bring that ball up against pressure. That's going to be a key here. I don't know if Cat going to play or not. They may rest him and try to make sure he's right for Sunday. They may rest him. He may decide, because also it's medical, it's the coaching staff, and it's the player himself. These work in conjunction together to decide if a guy's going to play or not. Okay, so the guy might be wanting to play, like many times when Brunson's hurt, he wants to play, and they said no. Or when Deuce is hurt and he wants to play, and they said no. One time Deuce was standing up yelling, I'm playing, and he didn't, because he wanted to play, but medical said, no, you're not ready yet. Okay, so it's a consensus. So they may say to Cat, well, how you feel? And he may say, I don't want to play today. And they may say, okay, you could sit today. If a player said, I'm not ready today, I can't go, they ain't going to force him to go. He can't go. That's the case, you're going to see Mitchell Robinson, because Mitchell Robinson is playing, because you'll see him starting, okay? Zubac, I wasn't expecting him to be back this season, but he played the last game, but he's out today. So that's another guy that's out today. So we'll see. It's going to be an NBA game. We can't take anything for granted. The Knicks just need to pile up these dubs, and this is another opportunity to do one tonight, okay? So Nesmith, Siakam is out, McConnell is out, because Obi is out. I'm not sure. Zubac played the game they played. He played last night, I think. They're coming off a back-to-back. Zubac played, so I don't know if he's playing tonight or not, but he's going to be tough too. So this is an NBA game. We can't take this for granted. This ain't college and high school where they just ain't won enough games and we know we can roll in there and take it. It ain't going to be like that, okay? They need to take this seriously. So if they blow them out, great. Then you can play, all your bench pieces, you can play for the whole fourth quarter like they've done a couple of times. And since the All-Star break, Knicks have blown some teams out, and they were able to put in their bench pieces and let them play the fourth quarter. That has happened. Okay, so we'll see. But first of all, we don't want nobody to get hurt. And we went in and played Knicks basketball, as I mentioned. Do that, we get this dub and get the hell out of Indiana, and then come back home to the Garden. Again, they got a pretty good homestand coming up. Brooklyn is included. I include Brooklyn as part of the homestand, and we all know why. So I'm including Brooklyn in that, even though it counts technically as a road game. But they're going to have a pretty good homestand coming up. I say it's probably about 4 games. Let me just see here. They got Indiana here. Then there's Golden State, Indiana, at Brooklyn, Washington, New Orleans. So they 5 games where they're going to stay in New York. That's good. Okay, that's very good, because the Knicks are very good at home this year. The Knicks at home are a very formidable team, at home. In fact, what's their home record? 23-9 at home, 18-16 on the road. Knicks having a daggone good season. Some of y'all whining too damn much, but they 23-9 at home, 18-16 on the road. They give up 111 points a game, plus 6-3 is their differential, which is third in the East. We're having a good season, and we're not quite on all cylinders yet, but we're getting there, especially when Mr. Deuce comes back. So at this point, we're a game and a half away from Boston. If we could win tonight, it would be a game. And Boston has a pretty soft schedule coming up, but they've been grinding. They got like one of them 4 games and 5 night situations going, and so they got to be grinding. That's why I think they rested Tatum last night. They got Washington. Now I'm not going. Listen, Washington lost in overtime to somebody recently. They scrapping, man. I mean, the Leprechaun is back. Okay, so you can't sleep on them. The Leprechaun is back. So the last game they lost in overtime to Orlando, 136-131. They was trying to beat them. I mean, you're not allowed to technically tank. But, Washington got a bunch of youngins, and they got the Leprechaun young. So let's hope they get Boston up. Let's hope they upset Boston. That'd be nice, right? So they play Boston at Boston tomorrow at 6. Okay. I know it's a long shot, but I'm looking for Boston to lose always, right? And so we're looking for Boston to lose. And that way, if the Knicks win tonight, Boston lose tomorrow, we pick up a full game. We're only a half game away. So it's a battle for that second seed. And so the Knicks obviously have stuff to play for. And they're obviously playing their best basketball right now. And we need tonight to get that solidified. So, rebound the basketball, protect the paint, get in their paint, guard that off-ball three-pointer, okay? Don't try to fight the pressure, Mr. Brunson. Give the ball up to McCall, let him bring it up, and start the offense from there. Bench-wise, we're going to have, now, it depends. If Cat is here, we're going to have the formidable bench that we normally have, which is Mitch Rob, which is Kumo D, which is Alvarado, and Shaman, okay? Especially if Josh Hart's not playing. If Josh Hart is playing, then Shaman comes off the bench. We got the formidable bench. If Josh Hart and Cat are out, you're probably going to start Mitchell Robinson. You're going to start Shaman, okay? Then you're going to have the rest of the crew. Kumo D will come off the bench. You have a Hoop Porty. You're going to have some Sohan, and then you're going to have Alvarado. The good thing about that is Alvarado, 100% of the time, when a young man rolls out of bed, it's energy. So we just need him to bring what he brings, which is energy. 15 minutes of Alvarado energy is going to help us a lot. So that's what we need. But our bench may be lacking if Cat and Hart are out, okay? But we'll see. We'll see. We don't know. They're both listed as questionable, and the reason they use the word questionable because it's questionable whether they're going to play or not. We don't know. So we'll see. But worst case scenario, it's Mitch Rob and Shaman starting. That's the way it is. Shaman is the second guy to start. If Deuce is not there, he starts. People are calling for Kumo D to start. Stop fantasy basketball, please. Kumo D is coming off the bench. Let the young man get acclimated to his role in the second unit because that's the playoff role that he's going to play. Okay? So let's stick with that. So anyway, that's where we at. That's where we going. That's what I'm sticking to. Enjoy the game tonight. I will see the replay tomorrow. And yes, we'll talk about it Sunday. And then, of course, on Sunday, there's a big game. Our New York Knicks are playing the Golden State Warriors at Madison Square Garden. Anytime the Golden State Warriors come to town, it's always going to be exciting. I don't know if Stephen Curry is going to play now. I know he's been having some knee issues, so I don't know. But I got to assume if he's going to play anywhere, it's going to be Madison Square Garden. So Curry has been, it looks like he's not going to play because March 11th, they said he's going to miss 10 days. So that takes him past our game. Yeah, it looks like he's going to miss 10 days. So we're not going to get Stephen Curry. But listen, that Podemski kid, that little boy could play. So, and Jimmy Butler's out too. So he's done. I think Jimmy Butler's out. He's done for the season. So, listen, we still got a ball. And I hope Golden State is good because I want them to beat Boston when it's their turn. Okay, so anyway, enjoy the game. Be safe. We'll talk after. So.